All right, by the way, I'm using your now. I've been using it for like 2 or 3 days. It's the move.
If you're watching this video, that means I've checked the Season 5 Reloaded update and the audio stayed the same. I'm sorry for the delay in making this. Life's kind of crazy. I'm recording this video on Monday. Tuesday, that little dog back there is going in for a surgery that I'm really nervous for, so that's kind of just taken all of my attention. In the last couple days and weeks, I have been rebuilding the EQ side of my audio tune from the ground up to try to make the game sound a little bit normal. Now, the architecture of the audio tune for this newest update is going to stay the same. And I think, if my guess is right, it will stay the same moving forward to MW3, but we will have to wait to see. That means before the tunes in this video are able to be applied, you need to go watch my Warzone Audio Masterclass video and make sure you have voice meter, the hi-fi cable, Hisuvi, equalizer APO, and replugs all installed. Once you've done that, come back here and we'll go from there. Now that my approach to tuning using the virtual cables and voice meter has kind of stood the test of time for several seasons, I wanted to take a second and kind of explain it to people so they have a better understanding of it. What I'm doing here is I'm installing a hi-fi virtual cable right here, which we've named 7.1 plus loudness EQ. I have configured that cable for 7.1 surround sound. This virtual device on the PC is seen by the PC as having 8 speakers. So all the surround speakers plus a subwoofer. So when Call of Duty interfaces with it, when it's set to Windows default, it thinks you're actually playing in 7.1 surround sound. Now, what is the advantage of this? My theory is that Call of Duty does a poor job of mixing all of the various tracks that exist within the game, the natural sounds like wind, birds, animals, footsteps, crates, gunshots, streaks, announcements. Their audio engine, when mixing all those tracks down to stereo in-game, gets overwhelmed. And that's why I think my tune works so well. This virtual cable is set to 7.1 surround sound, which then the application Hisuvi instructs on how to break out. Now, back in the day, Warzone 1, as shown on the Dolby website, was developed with Atmos in mind. I don't think they would change that at its core. They probably bought licensing to that a long time ago. So that's why Atmos is what we choose in Hisuvi. Now, I spent the last couple weeks trying every different flavor of HRIR in Hisuvi, as well as some of the random non-named one here's on the right, and nothing comes close to Atmos minus. I really wanted something to be better, but it wasn't. I even tried playing with a couple of them for like extended periods of time, and it was awful. So that really tells me that Atmos is what they use to develop the spatial sound in this game. So while it does sound weird and different, this tune, it is creating more space and doing a more efficient job than the game's audio engine itself at processing out all of this chaotic immersive audio from 7.1 down to stereo. So that's what Hisuvi's job is. It takes all of those 8 tracks, which you cannot listen to in a 2-channel setup, which is a stereo headset like all of us wear. It mixes that down to stereo in a much more efficient, less cluttered, and more advantageous way that then I can have control over. The strongest part of this is the front channel. And as you'll see in the 2 new presets that I include today, I've been more aggressive with reducing that while increasing the side and rear. What this does is the front channel seems to house all of the operator sounds. So the sounds that you, as a first-person perspective player, produce. Your reloads, the center of your gunshot, so not the sound of it reverbing out past you. Your footsteps, the sound of you plating, the sound of you interacting with a plate box or an ammo crate. All of that is on the front channel, so if I can reduce any clutter, especially sounds that you don't need to hear, which you make, down, you will gain the advantage of loudness EQ applying to other things and your footsteps not drowning out your ability to hear. With that explanation out of the way, down below I've linked in my Google Drive 2 folders. You have a Hisuvi Profiles folder for Season 5, and you have an Equalizer APO Configs folder for Season 5 as well. Go ahead and download both of those folders as a zip, unzip them, and I'll now show you where you're going to place them. Again, if you haven't watched the masterclass video, you need to watch that in its entirety for this to make sense. Now that you've downloaded both those folders, keep those open in a separate window, open a new Explorer window, and navigate to your C drive, program files, Equalizer APO, and go to the config folder. Now that you're in here, you'll want to open the Equalizer APO configs folder that you downloaded from the description, and you'll want to select both of these, right-click copy, and right-click paste them into this directory. Now, you'll get this notification. Do you want to replace the files? You'll click yes, replace the files. You don't want to rename them or skip and rename because that will affect how easily these apply. So go ahead and check yes here. Once that's done, go ahead and go back and go to the Hisuvi profiles folder. Now, while you're still in the Equalizer APO config folder, go to the Hisuvi folder here, go to profile, and then copy both of the profiles that you've downloaded and paste them here into the profile folder inside the Hisuvi folder, inside the config folder, inside the Equalizer APO folder. If you open Hisuvi, you will see in the additional tab, you have several new profiles. Now, ignore this Atmos one, that is old and I no longer use it. We can delete that. You will see the Season 5.5 Sweat profile and you'll see the regular Season 5 profile. If I load the regular Season 5 profile, you can see the only difference between it here is the front channel. So the front channel's on 19. The Sweat profile, if I load that, the front channel is on 7. You can alternate between these. You can even adjust the front channel to what you like. I just wanted to offer some out-of-the-box options for people. And once again, those are found in the additional tab if you followed those steps correctly. The real thing with this tune that I think some people mistake, it doesn't just turn up footsteps. I'm not going in there and just turning up the footsteps. There's no way for me to access the footstep track or the streak track or the loot chest track. I don't have that level of control. I can target certain frequencies and help them out, but my goal is to limit the amount of times that you do not get an audio cue and to give as much nuance to the mix so that you can hear through it. And as you'll see with the game samples at the end of the video, you're gonna hear things that you've never heard before with this tune, and it's up to you to put in the reps to learn what this audio tune sounds like. But I promise you, this is far stronger than any basic stereo tune that you'll get from other people. Now that I've showed you how to configure Hisuvi, we need to go into Equalizer APO, and we just need to make sure that the new config file for Season 5 is applied. So when you open it, it should look like this. It should have the Season 5 config file loaded below. You will need to do one extra step. Click the blue open window here at the top. Click the Season 5 file and click open. And you'll want to scroll all the way down to the bottom here to these open panel sections. And if you've done my guides before, you'll know this part. You'll check apply automatically and hit apply and then okay, and you'll do it for the other plugin as well. Check apply automatically, and hit okay. Once you're done with that, you can go ahead and close this window. Mid-edit art here, wanted to talk really quick about the in-game audio mix preset. This is kind of up to you with the audio tune. I've had some people really like PC and headphones, which are the louder, more compressed mix with my tunes. Other people, like myself, like home theater or soundbar. I can play on headphones, but after about 4 hours of playing the game, it just gets too loud. And most of the time, the game gets too annoying. Before I get into the gameplay samples, a few really quick things about the audio tune. The goal of this updated EQ and why there's a couple less plugins and things look a little different is I wanted to make the audio sound a little bit more normal. My audio tunes, as they developed and as the game kind of changed sounds, it did make the game sound kind of tubey and thin, and the wind got really loud and chests got really loud. So with this updated Season 5.5 tune, you should hear a little bit quieter chests, and that wind sound that kind of pervaded the entire map is a lot less loud now. Again, the goal of this tune is to add some more space and dimension and depth to the mix so that sounds don't step over each other so much. So while footsteps might not be especially loud, they will be loudness EQ loud, and you will be able to hear things you've never heard before. You'll hear reloads above you. You'll hear slight little footsteps. You'll see in the gameplay that I'm about to get into. In all the provided samples, I am running the Sweat preset in Hisuvi. In this first example, I want you all to pay special attention to when I push the person through the door. You can kind of hear their footsteps through it at first. While I'm killing that first person in game, you can hear the other person coming up the stairs through the cluster, and right before I chow them through the door on the left, you can hear their tiny footsteps. Listen to it a couple times and you will very clearly hear the cues. For these examples, headphones are recommended.
Hostile mortar strike in position.
Second example is from the same game. Pay attention to how directional the bomb drone is, as well as how early you can hear my footsteps as I cross the roof. In the third example, you'll see how a little bit of map knowledge and some very good directional audio can lead to an easy pre-aim kill.
Hostile UAV in the area.
Now, this example is one of my favorites. There's a cluster going off, there's gunshots, and you can clearly hear this person climbing the ladder.
Strike in the area.
No matter how many times I played it back, I couldn't hear whatever I heard when I was playing, but when I start to look down at the bottom of the building, I obviously hear something down there. As I jump down, you hear more cues through the building, and I find the person.
It's the border of the map. Like this way.
Moving. Hostile counter UAV overhead.
Moving here.
I heard him, chat. I knew I heard him. This is where I find using this audio the most. Before I push through or as I push through, I'll get a cue as to which direction they are, which directs my flick, especially in those weird campy spots like this guy. This is a more practical 1v3 situation where you can clearly hear where people are coming from, and I'm pretty proud of this as a new controller player.
Ever.
Your squad mate is redeploying.
I'm dead here. Dude, they're all W keying me, man.
Hey, Rick, what's up?
Oh my god. Your team made it.
I just wanted to take a second and thank everybody on the YouTube channel for all of the support, the super thanks, the likes, the shares. The original Warzone audio masterclass is almost at 100,000 views, and that is just insane to me. And all of this happening in a dead game that might be one of the worst CODs we've seen in a long time. So needless to say, I am super excited for MW3. We're going to keep doing what we're doing, innovating in the game, fixing the game for you from here on out. I've been doing this now full-time since the release of MW2, and y'all made it happen. So seriously, from the bottom of my heart, thank y'all so, so much. We have some exciting stuff planned for the future, some new IEM reviews, some giveaways over on the Twitch page, twitch.tv/art_is_war. Depending how my dog surgery goes, a maybe live on update day. We'll just have to kind of wait and see. If any of the guide was confusing, I have a Calendly link down below where you can book a 30-minute Warzone audio help appointment with me. I remote into your PC and I set it all up for you. Can help you troubleshoot any issues that you're having. I also offer stream optimization appointments there for your lights, for your camera, for your OBS, for your dual PC needs, you name it, I probably help you with it. So make sure you check that out. Other ways you can support the channel, code ART at Gamer Advantage for some cool blue light glasses that have saved my cheeks, and code ART at AIM Controllers, get you a nice little discount. So make sure you like the video, subscribe, click the bell so you know when I upload another one, and let me know in the comments down below. Would y'all like to see these audio tunes for Apex? I think it might work over there. Until the next video, I'll see y'all later. Peace.
What? Lucky, wait, Lucky, how'd you do that? Lucky, how'd you hear the guys across the net? Because I let Daddy Artivore go inside my PC, fiddle around with my holes with his plugs, and now I can hear people across the app. First game on, it's easy.